Caden Anderson here. Super excited to be with you today, David. I use he or they pronouns, and I am going to be a first-time dad. I'm super excited to be a queer dad, talking with you today as a proud gay dad. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me about how to become a dad and what to prepare for in this world. There's so many things out there, so just excited to kind of talk to. Would you consider yourself an expert gay dad at this point now, or what? Who has become an expert? But anyways, I'll let you talk about it and introduce yourself. But I'm just super excited to be chatting with you today about babies and how to prepare for our first little one.
Thanks, Gaden. I'm David Morgenstern, he, him pronouns. I'm the founder of Gaddies, the Gay Dad brand. And when I became a dad, I was sort of struck by the whole of the parenting ecosystem is focused on the birthing parent or the mom. And I didn't see gay dads represented anywhere. And I wanted to change that. So we're here to celebrate and bring joy to gay dads and our families around the globe.
So when you didn't see yourself represented, how did you go about? I feel like the registry process, the baby shower process, everything is like meant for like say like like the cis het couples that just kind of go about life. Like how did you break down those barriers, if at all, and like figure out how to do a registry or shower, or did you do any of that for your little one?
Yeah, it was important for me to do something like building a gay dad baby registry because queer gay families were much less likely to have a traditional 9-month waiting period. And so you have lots of families that are formed overnight or with a short period. And that was our experience, and we had not wanted to create a baby registry in our process because it felt too tangible and too real with so many things that were unknown. And I want to change that. And I want to be able to create a baby registry. So for families that are looking for a starting place and looking for something that was designed with a 1, 2, or 3 dad family in mind, no more wading through different products, no more uncertainty around, is this for me, the different names? And again, just give a different tool for dads to be able to use to hit the ground running. Because when you become a dad, you're looking for any resource you can get, and anything that saves you time and brain space is a win.
I appreciate that because for me, it's like I know I've always been excited about being a parent. It's been a journey of becoming a parent for me and my spouse, and as we now are navigating the steps of like anticipation and getting excited and ready, is like that feeling of needing to be prepared and being that dad for our future kid. Like I want to feel ready, and some people say like you are never ready, but it's like obviously having a registry or a list to go off of, like, or a checklist, to make sure that I have the things to feel like, hey, when we welcome that little baby home, like we're gonna be okay. Hopefully, what you've curated, or I imagine, is come from other people that have helped you become a dad. But where did you kind of start, or how did you start your process to figure out what is needed to raise a healthy and safe child in your home?
So, baby registry, we just texted all the other gay dads and straight people that we knew and asked for their registry and sort of put all these different pieces together. Another reason that it was really important for me to create this baby registry is oftentimes the dads are totally forgotten about. And so I wanted to build something that would enable our friends and family to celebrate us and validate us. And the easier that you can make that process, the more likely it is that people will do that. Especially, you may be the first gay dad couple that they know that's having kids, and they may be uncertain about, do I buy the same things? Does everything have to be rainbow? What do I need to do? And so this is another place of just removing that layer that can be a little bit challenging for folks, and creating that ease. Because one of the ideas around Gaddies is this notion of celebration as a form of validation.
Mm.
And we want to make sure that the people in our life who want to celebrate us are able to do so. And there's nothing easier than just being sent a list and say, buy something from this. But we don't want dads to have to sit there and work it over and over. So this is designed to be a starting place. We know that people are going to edit it, add things, remove things, but it will be a great resource to get you going.
I super appreciate that because I feel like it's constantly overwhelming. There's so much noise out there of like, you have to have this or you have to have that, or uh, there's Reddit threads, there's Instagram, there's Facebook groups all about how to be a dad or what dad parenting means. And so I'm just super excited to have this as a tool, to help you feel prepared. Because when you were having your little one, what did you do to feel prepared, or how did you feel prepared? Was it having that checklist or a registry, or what was that thing for you?
My husband and I took very different approaches. I'm a ask a friend kind of learner, and he's a book learner. So the registry here also creates two things. We've asked all of our friends and curated from we reached out to a lot of gay dads and we said, what are your must-have baby items? And that's how we built this list. So we built this baby registry from insights from the gay dad community around the globe, and asked questions and heard what worked the best. One of the other things we've done is created a book section. And the book section has books featuring kids' books about queer families or gay dad families. We also have books for gay dads. So if you are a book learner like my husband and you're looking to read about prior people's experiences to help your own, that's all included in here so that, again, we can just create one-stop shop for people to get this little starter kit as they begin this journey.
That sounds perfect. I am both a reader and a list person, so it sounds like the best of both worlds for me. So, what do I expect going into this? Do I see a little bit of rainbows and maybe a little bit of leather, or what is that balance we have on this registry?
Yeah, so we've got a nice balance of we've got gifts for the dads, right? We've got everything from candles to clothes to books, and then for the kids, we've got all the essentials, right? So we've got starting at birth. Here are the diapers, here are the ointments, here are the clothes. It's a curated list from brands that represent the community and are known to be allies if they're not a queer specific brand. And then we've also built the list out so you'll have items for as the kid gets a little bit older. We targeted about 12 months and under, which is where you need the most stuff. And the amount of stuff that you need is unbelievable. When I built the list, we thought about it from a dad perspective. For instance, the stroller that we chose is a very tall stroller because when we talked with dads around the globe, one of their challenges was finding a stroller that was built for taller people because they're typically built for, for the women or the mom who are a little bit shorter. So even insights like that where you know that you're looking at this list and you know that it's designed with us as the end user, and that's what's so different about this and what I'm really excited to share it with people, get their feedback. This is going to be something that lives and changes as new products come out, as new products come off, but it's another great way to just have the voice of the community share it.
That's so cool. I love that you brought people together to help curate this and kind of like validate what your experience was and like bringing this to life. Is there anything else that
Mm-hmm.
people should know or how to engage with this or what's next really?
Baby registry is supposed to be fun, right? It is a time that people are buying new things, and that is fun, but it can get really stressful, and we all know that. So I would say take a look at this. It is not the definitive list. It is, again, insights from dads around the world, but you are you and you know what you need best, right? So you may have a brother who has given you all of the hand-me-downs. You don't need diapering or decor in the nursery, but what you need are books featuring your family's wipes, all the essentials, so people can pick and choose really easily. And Baby List is a phenomenal platform that everyone is already used to working through, and so it's exciting to have it live there, but in a different way.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. I guess my one question is, what mistake or do you have a fun memory of like when you made a mistake of like, oh, I knew I needed this, but then turns out like you never touched that product or item ever?
No, but I will say we thought about all of the diapers. We never thought about where did the diapers go. So the first day that we brought our kiddo home, we actually had another gay dad friend who showed up on our porch. He had the diaper genie, he had the light. He was like, "You need this," and had never once thought about it. So as we built this, definitely putting in some of those, some of that experience. And then also the list doesn't have a lot of fluff. It's a lot of the essentials. Yes, we played on the edges a little bit with some of the toys, but that's all going to be really personable to what the people are looking for. So we really tried to build it as I need to keep this child alive. I need to keep this child alive and healthy, and I need to keep myself alive and healthy. What are the things that I need to do that as I get to know my kid, as I get to know my kids, right? So we sort of built it with twins in mind as well, and all of those things that go into creating something that's built specifically for our community.
That's amazing. I love that. I feel like one of the unique things about being a queer parent or a gay dad out there is like we have a unique opportunity to feed and nourish our children different than cis het couples would. Like we know that we have to typically use formula or find milk from a breast bank, but we're going to have to use a bottle to feed our child. And I've heard horror stories like having to find the right nipple and the right bottle. Did you have to
Mm.
struggle with that or did you have success in that journey or what was
This
your
is not a
experience?
sponsored ad, but not a sponsored ad, but the baby Brezza is the greatest thing that's ever existed in the
Okay.
world, and the ability to, I mean, everything's different, right? Even so, for instance, our kiddo had never been breastfed, so we didn't need to warm the milk up. I
Mm.
had no idea that that was a thing, right? So the bottle warmer and the formula item that we've chosen, it can heat it up or it can't. And those are just little things about your own kid that you don't know until you meet them. But certainly as a first time dad, that's not something that I even knew was a possibility. So we tried to pick items that were versatile and could meet the needs of where the family is and not have the assumption that everyone is starting from the same place.
Thank you. That's helpful to know things there's options out there. Honestly, I feel like that's
Mhm.
from like choosing your formula to choosing pacifiers. Is like when options are. Do you have any recommendations or suggestions there, like how to try things out, or how did you guys figure out what worked best for your kiddo?
Yeah, some of the parent advice was totally the right one of, buy the smallest variety pack of pacifiers that you can find, and your kid will tell you what the right one is. And so there it's, as we're thinking about an entry point, it's not listing the fanciest and most fussy pacifiers because we want people to be able to find the right one for their kid. And then if you want to upgrade, if you want to buy a different one, awesome. But that was one of the people told us that it was going to take some time to find the right pacifier. And then our kid was done with pacifiers at like month 6, right? And so again, that's sort of depending on what your kid, I mean, his fingers are still his pacifier, and we're working on that. We're working on it. But that's a little item where you asked earlier, are you the expert? And my answer to that is anyone that says they're the expert is the person that you should not trust. Anyone that doesn't start their parenting answer with this works for my child, but every child is different, so I don't know how it will be for your kid. Those are the ones that I just say, thank you, I hadn't considered that, and then just let it flow out the hair in the back.
I appreciate that. I feel like that's a humble honesty there. And I think one of my last questions is like, is there like a must-have item that surprised you when having it on your registry and then bringing your little one home for the first time? Like I heard like someone talk about like instead of a nail clipper, they used a nail filer, and that was a game changer for them. Or what was that item for you?
2 items. So number one, no one tells you as a parent how many toe and fingernails you are going to clip and how frequently they grow. I made my child bleed from doing it at 2 weeks old and haven't cut one since. It is solely my husband's job, but I wish someone had said, hey, get ready to spend half of your life cutting toenails because they're going to grow all the time. So that's number one. And we cycled through multiple different toe and nail clips in the first 6 months. We did the file. We actually ended up using the scissors. I don't do this. We use the scissors as sort of the best one. And then the second item I would say that was so essential is the Boppy pillow. And that is one that we take everywhere. You'll put your kiddo in it. I had a personal strong affiliation for it because my grandfather, who's 101, is named Boppy. And so when I found that this was a product that existed, it felt right. But you need somewhere to put your kid, and you need somewhere safe to put your kid. And again, not things that I had thought about as a parent. I was like, you have the crib, you have the stroller, and hadn't really thought about everything else that goes in between.
That's super. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing and being open. I'm so excited to get my hands on this checklist and figure out how to tailor this registry for me and my little one coming soon. So thank you so much, and appreciate being part of the Gaddies community so much.
Yeah, thank you. The document lives at heygaddies.com, HEYGADDIES.com. It's the same on Instagram. Send me a DM, send me a comment. Like I said, I'm still asking everyone to send me their best items, and we're going to keep building it as a community.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.